The Vibrators' story began in the bustling music scene of mid-70s London, where like-minded musicians crossed paths in clubs and through shared gigs. In 1976, Ian Knox Carnachan, an experienced guitarist and songwriter, decided to form a new band. Knox had a background in art and music, influenced by rock and glam styles, and was drawn to the raw new energy emerging with punk. He connected with bassist Pat Collier, who was also part of London's evolving punk community, and they shared a vision of creating edgy, intense music, loud and unfiltered. Knox and Collier were soon joined by John Ellis on guitar and Eddie on drums, each bringing unique energy and skill that completed the band's sound. The Vibrators chose their name in 1976, shortly after forming the band. The name came about in the spirit of punk's rebellious nature and desire to shock. According to some accounts, the name was suggested during one of the band's early rehearsals, when they were brainstorming ideas that would capture their raw, electrifying energy. The Vibrators felt fitting, not only for its provocative quality, but also for its resonating sense of intensity, movement and excitement, qualities the band brought to their performances. The name itself was also an immediate conversation starter, which helped spread their name throughout the London music scene. The emerging punk scene in London was the ideal launchpad for the Vibrators, who quickly attracted a supportive local following with regular performances at iconic venues like the 100 Club. It was here, in 1976, that they first gained public attention when they played as the backing band for guitarist Chris Spedding. Impressed by their raw energy and potential, Spedding recommended the band to renowned music producer Mickey Most. Soon after, Most signed the Vibrators to his label, RAK Records, and produced their debut single, We Vibrate. Around this time, the band also reunited with Spedding to back him on his single, Pogo Dancing, further solidifying their early reputation in the punk scene. The Vibrators got an unexpected career boost early on when they were invited to open for the legendary Iggy Pop with David Bowie on keyboard in March 1977. This high-profile gig gave the band significant exposure and credibility in the punk scene, setting them apart from other rising acts. Riding the momentum from this exposure, they soon signed with Epic Records, leading to the release of their debut album, Pure Mania, which captured the rebellious spirit they had forged in their early gigs. A brilliant success, Pure Mania was co-produced with Robin Mayhew, the sound engineer from David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust live shows, and it climbed into the top 50 on the UK Albums Chart. In January 1977, they headlined a show with support from the Drones and returned to play twice more in February. By March, they joined Iggy Pop on his British tour as the opening act. Later that year, they also backed former Mott the Hoople frontman, Ian Hunter. The band toured. The shows went on. However, the Vibrators experienced their first lineup changes during much continued success in the late 1970s. Guitarist John Ellis left the band in 1978, following the release of their second album, V2. Bassist Pat Collier also left to pursue other projects. But as the saying goes, the show must go on. And so it did. Despite lineup changes over the years, Knox and Eddie remained the core of the Vibrators, consistently bringing in new members to preserve the band's sound and spirit. Throughout the shifting musical landscape and the emergence of new punk acts in the early 1980s, the Vibrators managed to adapt while staying true to their punk roots. Their ability to adapt helped them weather the ups and downs of the industry. Even as punk itself began to take on new forms, the band continued to tour extensively, connecting with both longtime fans and a new generation of listeners. Albums like V2 and Guilty showcased what some call to be a more polished, yet still intense side of their sound, reflecting their ongoing commitment to pushing the boundaries of punk. Today, the Vibrators are regarded as one of punk's longest-standing bands, with a legacy that has left an indelible mark on both musicians and fans alike. Their unwavering dedication to punk's ethos of self-expression, defiance, and a DIY approach has kept them relevant through decades of musical evolution.